A very good afternoon, dear students. I hope you all are safe at your place. I, Professor Sonal Agrawal, welcome you all on the digital platform of Agrawal Vidya Vihar English Medium College. This is the lecture for the subject Banking, Insurance and Financial Services. What we did in the last lecture, I just want to brief out in short that in the last lecture, we have discussed the difference between the life insurance policy and annuity. Here, the main objective to take the life insurance policy is the protections of the risk which is attached with the life of an individual, as well as the protection or you can say the financial protection to the family or dependents. But here to take the objective of annuity plan is that the person wants to utilize the savings for the old age as a maintenance and wants to get the regular source of income. Now, in the today's lecture, we are going to start with the new topic that is called the Mediclaim. You all are familiar with this word Mediclaim policy. You or any of your family members may have taken the Mediclaim policy. Here, what is the need of this Mediclaim policy? So, as you all know that due to the rapid population growth, more and more use of the adulterated food, waters and air which leads to the hospitalization more frequently, and that's why because of this reason the Mediclaim policy comes into the existence. This is not coverage of the risk which is attached with life. This is something you can say compensation against the hospitalization expenses. Here, some of the examples are given of the Mediclaim policy, that individual Mediclaim policy, group Mediclaim policy. You can take the Mediclaim policy combinedly also with your wife or with your parents here. So that type of Mediclaim policy is known as the group Mediclaim policy. But there must be a blood relationship, or the person must be your wife. If not, it is a blood relationship, wife or for husband, for children you can take, for parents you can take. But suppose for your sister who got married, so you cannot take the Mediclaim policy for your sister who is married. So this certain rules and regulations are there for the group Mediclaim policy. Then Jan Arogya Bima policy, cancer policy. So these all are the examples: overseas Mediclaim policy, Videsh Yatra Mitra policy, here Bhavishya Arogya policy. These all are the examples of the Mediclaim policy. Again, it differs from company to company. From which company you are approaching for the Mediclaim policy, it also depends that which type of Mediclaim policy is available. Now, starting with the individual Mediclaim policy, that what is the individual Mediclaim policy? Here, an individual is granted this cover under an individual Mediclaim policy. Who is granted the cover? Only an individual is granted the cover, not the family or not the any relative is granted the cover. Only and only individual is granted the cover under the individual Mediclaim policy. This policy provides the reimbursement of the hospitalization during the policy period within India, only provided claim shall not be exceed the sum assured for the person mentioned. But the rule says that suppose you have taken the Mediclaim policy of 10 lakh rupees, so the reimbursement of the hospitalization expenses will not be exceeded 10 lakh rupees in any of the condition. The maximum amount of the reimbursement of hospitalization to the customer, to the individual, will be maximum 10 lakh rupees only, and the condition that the hospitalization must be within India only. So there are some rules and regulations. Then what are the legitimate expenses that can be covered under this types of individual Mediclaim policy? The first expenses is about the expenses of room, means you can say the rent of room, that expenses of the hospitalization, and second one is about the treatment expenses that you whatever treatment you go through with the recommendation of the doctor. So the treatment expenses is permissible expenses. Then next third one is about the visit fee of the surgeon, physician, that you have to visit with the doctors due to the disease or due to the consultancy. So these types of visit fee is also you can say the permissible expenses under the Mediclaim policy. Then expenses toward the anesthesia, blood, oxygen, operation theatre, surgical instruments, medicines, examination tools, X-ray, diabetes, chemotherapy. These types of expenses are, you can say, the permissible or legitimate expenses under the rules of Mediclaim policy. Again, these types of expenses will differ from types of the policy also. Whatever policy is purchased by you, that policy paper is received by the customer. It is a form of book, you can say here. Book will be there of pages of 25 to 30, or it may be sometimes 50 pages. So all the rules and regulations about the these expenses, which are permissible expenses, which are not permissible expenses, what are the procedure of claim, how they are going to settle your claim, which types of expenses is going to be paid or which types of expenses is not going to be paid, what are the time period of hospitalization, what are the rules and regulations, which types of diseases covered, which type of disease is not covered under the policy. All these things are written on your Mediclaim policy in detail. Yeah? So, at the time of purchasing the Mediclaim policy, as soon as you got this Mediclaim policy paper, it is advisable that you as a customer has to read this policy paper in detail. Yeah? So then only you can cover the reimbursement according to the rules and regulations, and no one can cheat you. Then second is about the hospitalization and nursing home act. So here the meaning is given about the hospitalization, that which is termed as the hospitalization. Just read the paragraph once. Done. So here certain rules and regulations about the hospital and nursing home, which are under which you can see the coverage of given for that hospitalization. So here the minimum criteria is that at least 15 beds should be there in the hospital, and that hospital must be fully equipped. Operation theatre must be there. Fully qualified nursing staff should be there, and fully qualified doctor should be there here. So the qualification of the doctor, the qualification of nursing staff, the equipment of operation theatre, and the number of beds also matters at the time of hospitalization and reimbursement here. So these points also should be kept in mind at the time of hospitalization. The third point is about the expenses of hospitalization. It should be a minimum for 20 hours here. You should be admitted for at least 20 hours, then it is admissible. Otherwise, the hospitalization which is for less than 20 hours is not admissible expenses under the Mediclaim policy. What do you mean by admissible? Admissible means the expenses is given as a reimbursement to the customer. Inadmissible means those expenses are not covered under the Mediclaim policy. So if the hospitalization is for minimum 24 hours, then only these types of expenses are admissible. However, the exceptions are always there for the rules that this time limit is not applicable for certain specific treatment in which the patient has to be discharged on the same day. The next rule is about if the illness is occurred after the lapse of 45 days, then it is considered as a fresh illness. Here, suppose a person is suffering from any illness, any disease, and he recovers the disease, and after 45 days, the same disease or the same illness is again occurred. In that situation, because of this lapse of the 45 days, the gap of the 45 days, the second illness, which is the same one, which will be treated as a fresh illness. You cannot be say it is a continue one. Illness is supposed to be continue one if it is include the relapse within the 45 days. The next rule is about that the relevant medical expenses made during the period of up to the 30 days prior to the hospitalization on disease, injury, or illness will be considered as the part of the policy. Suppose before the hospitalization, up to the 30 days before hospitalization, if any expenses related to the medical is occurred by the customer, so that expenses will also treated as the part of the policy. That expenses will also cover under the Mediclaim policy. The next rule is about the relevant medical expenses which is made during the 60 years after the discharge. Suppose the patient is discharged, and after the 60 days of dischargement, what will be the medical expenses paid by the patient or the customer? So that medical expenses is also the part of the policy. What do you mean by that? If the patient, if the customer who is the patient of the hospital is hospitalized, so before hospitalization, 30 days expenses, and after discharge, 60 days expenses. Here again I am repeating, before hospitalization, 30 days expenses, and after discharge from the hospitalization, 60 days expenses will be covered under this policy. Again, the same rule is applicable for all these rules, that it differ from Mediclaim policy to policy, company to company, types of the Mediclaim policy that you have purchased. So this is not the thumb rule which is applicable to all. This is the rules about more, which is applicable on most of the individual Mediclaim policy. The next that we are going to discuss about the inadmissible expenses for a mediclaim. Till now we discussed about the mediclaim, you can say the admissible expenses which are covered under the mediclaim policy. The next topic is about the inadmissible expenses for the mediclaim. So inadmissible means what? Again I am repeating this. These type of expenses are not to be covered under the mediclaim policy. The insurance company is not given to reimburse these types of expenses to the customers. So first is about the expenses which is incurred for the disease which is existing prior to the date of policy. Suppose you have purchased the policy on 1st of July 2020 and at the time of purchasing the policy the customer is already suffering from any disease. So this disease was started before purchasing the policy. In that situation, no expenses will be given by the insurance company to the customer. Why? Because that expenses is inadmissible expenses according to the rules of Mediclaim policy. Reason is that expenses was already started at the time of taking the policy. The second rule is something similar to the first rule, that expenses which is incurred for disease which have has happened 30 days prior to the commencement of the policy. Clear? The commencement of the policy was started as soon as we paid the first premium. We have discussed this point and the procedure of the life insurance policy, that to purchase a policy is not enough. Just to fill the policy document application form is not enough. The commencement of the coverage of risk is started as soon as you paid the first premium. So at the time of commencement of the policy, if any disease is there before the 30 days of commencement, so that disease is inadmissible expenses. Again, the same rule is there, that the symptoms of the disease is already started at the time of taking the policy. The third rule about the inadmissible expenses is that expenses which is incurred towards the operation of the cataracts, hernia, sinus. So these types of expenses are not rated as a mediclaim expenses or as a admissible expenses under the mediclaim policy. So if any operation is done because of this reason, clear, cataract operation is there, hernia operation is there, because of the sinus, hernia operation is there. So these types of operations are considered as the inadmissible expenses according to the rules of mediclaim policy. Then the next is about the expenses which are for the treatment of injury or the disease which are directly or indirectly caused by the war and the act of the enemy. So if any expenses are made for the treatment of injury or any particular disease which are because of the war situation of the country, which are because of the act of enemy, so these types of expenses are not considered as admissible expenses. Why? Because these types of expenses, you can say, are not covered under the rules of mediclaim policy. Here, the mediclaim policy covers the risk which is attached with the life of an individual regarding to the illness. Clear? But these types of illness, these types of disease is occur due to the certain uncertainty situation in the economy in the country. So those types of expenses is not covered under the mediclaim policy. The next is about the cost of lens, specs, and hearing aids. Of course, this is we all aware about that these types of expenses are not covered under any mediclaim policy. But nowadays, some special mediclaim policies also started for these types of objectives also. The next is about the dental treatment and surgery. These types of expenses are not covered. But again, I am repeating, this is not the thumb rule. We are talking about the rules which is covered on most of the individual mediclaim policy. But because of for these inadmissible expenses, also some types of special mediclaim policies available with the insurance company in the market, that these types of expenses are also covered. So this is advisable that you have to read your mediclaim policy document paper very carefully after purchasing the policy. Clear? The next is about the blood deficiency, general disability, pregnancy, and self-injury. These types of expenses are not covered. But again, the same thing, that if this type of expenses you want to cover under your mediclaim policy, so you have to pay slightly higher premium. The pregnancy is a very common that the girls are purchasing the policy here. Two types of premiums are there for the mediclaim policy, that if the woman wants the cover of pregnancy or not. Here, if the woman customer is want the cover for the pregnancy, then the coverage or the premium will be different, and if not, then the premium rate will be different. So these types of expenses are also admissible in some of the policy with the certain conditions. Here, this is again, I am repeating, this is not the thumb rule. The next is about the vitamins and the tonics. If this type of tonics and vitamins are they are taken by you, so these types of expenses are not admissible expenses. And lastly, the naturopathy treatment. If you are going through under any naturopathy treatment for your health, so these type of expenses are not admissible expenses. The next topic is about the medical insurance is available to the person whose age is 5 years to the 80 years. Here, this age limit is differ from types of the medical policy and from company to company also. The next is about the preliminary notice. That what is your rule for the claiming procedure? So the preliminary notice of the claim should be given to the insurance company within the 7 days from the date of hospitalization, injury, and death claim. But nowadays it is advisable that as soon as you get hospitalized, the customer gets hospitalized, then the information must be given here. But the rule says that within the 7 days, at least within 7 days, the information should be given, and the final claim should be submitted within the 30 days of the discharge of the hospital. As soon as the customer, the patient discharged from the hospital, the final claim should be submitted within the 30 days. The next one is about that the insured shall also be entitled to reimbursement of the cost of medical checkup once at the end of the block of every 4 years. But some types of medical policies are also available in the market. They provide the free medical checkup every year to the customers also here. But here the rule says that every 4 years, provided there are no claim during this block here. Cost shall be exceed amount should be equal to the 1% of the average sum insured during the block of the four claims. Here the limit is given about this medical checkup. This is not for unlimited amount. So this limit should not be exceeded in any situation. Then only the reimbursement will be given. The next rule is about the renewal of the insurance. Here, for the renewal of the insurance, cover a further period of 7 days from the date of expiry will be permissible in the exceptional cases subject to the health certificate from the medical practitioner. Here, so if you want to renew your policy, the 7 days gap period is allowed, and in sometimes some exceptional cases are there where the certificate of the medical practitioner who done the medical treatment of you last time is also required for the renewal of policy. And the last one is about this Mediclaim policy is available for the total sum of rupees 15,000 to 5 lakh rupees. Again, this is not the sum rule. This sum amount varies from type of the policy and company to company. This is the end of the Mediclaim policy what we discussed in today's lecture. Very simple topic is that, and very short topic that we covered in today's lecture. What we did in the today's lecture, we started with the topic that is the Mediclaim policy. You all are very much familiar with this word of Mediclaim policy. This is nothing new for you. Nowadays, all of you are having the Mediclaim policy, or you, not you, then your family members, of course, any one of your family member must be having this Mediclaim policy. So, if you want to see the policy document, so you can ask your family members also. The examples are given here mediclaim for the mediclaim policy. We discussed the objectives to take the mediclaim policy. After that, we have started with the individual mediclaim policy. Here we have covered this meaning of the individual mediclaim policy. Then certain rules or regulations related to the individual mediclaim policy we have discussed in today's lecture. That first rule is about the admissible expenses, we can say. Here legitimate expenses, or you can say the admissible expenses which are covered under these types of Mediclaim policy we have discussed in today's lecture. So the list of the expenses we have discussed that are individual that are admissible under the individual Mediclaim policy. So these four. After that, what we discussed, that second rule is about the hospitalization and nursing home. That at the time of hospitalization, the certain criteria is also applicable for that particular hospital. Here you cannot hospitalize in any hospital. So we discussed the certain rules and regulation about the hospital or nursing home in which the customer is going to be hospitalized, and that we have discussed the minimum criteria about the bed, about the operation theatre, qualification of nursing staff and doctors. After that, the third rule we discussed about the expenses of hospitalization here. So the minimum time period is 20 hours that the customer has to be hospitalized, but this is some exceptional case also in some of the special treatment where the person has to be discharged on the same day. After that, we discussed about the lapse of the illness. Here, suppose the person is recover from the illness, and same illness is again occur after the lapse of the 45 days. Then that type of illness, which is the same one, but it is treated as a fresh illness. After that, we discussed about the relevant medical expenses that before hospitalization, 30 days prior to the hospitalization, whatever expenses made by the patient or the customer are under the rules of the medical policy, and these all our expenses are called as admissible expenses. And the second one is after the discharge of from the hospitalization, during 60 days after discharge, whatever expenses will be done by the customer, that expenses will be treated as admissible expenses. So 30 days prior to the hospitalization and 60 days after the discharge will be treated as admissible expenses. After that, we discussed about the some inadmissible expenses which are not covered under the Mediclaim policy. In that, we have discussed the list of the expenses these are not covered under the Mediclaim policy. And then we discuss about the age limit to get the Mediclaim insurance clear. This is the age limit that the person can get the Mediclaim policy. After that, we have discussed about the notice period of given to the insurance company after the hospitalization and the time period to submit the claim after the discharge from hospitalization. Then we discussed about the free medical checkup facility which is given by the insurance company to the customer. After that, we have discussed for the topic or for the rules that renewal of the insurance. That if you want to renewal that same insurance, why? Because this is for a yearly basis mostly. So after the lapse of the time period, if you want to renew your insurance policy or medical policy, then what is the rule? We discussed that, and after that, we discussed about the limit for the total sum assured for the medical policy. This is the end for the today's lecture. We are going to meet in the next lecture. Till then, try to cover this all the points with this topic. Your portion of life insurance in your syllabus is almost over. Now we are going to meet in the next lecture. Till then, stay home, stay safe, start learning. Have a good day. Thank you.